So I was just thinking that you remember from Matthew 20:16, Jesus said, the first will be last and the last first, so things aren't looking too good for me. I like this quote from Abraham Lincoln at the top of our program, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom and government of the people, by the people, and for the people, shall not perish from this earth. Government by the people and for the people. We have forgotten what it means to govern from the people. Our elected representatives in Washington, D.C., on the Democratic side, they think they know better than us what we should do with our lives, and that has to change. I'll tell you briefly about myself. I know I'm a new face to most of you, so I want to tell you who I am, why I'm running for Congress. My name is Jeff Wisdom, and no, I didn't change my name just to run for Congress. I've had people ask me that question. I've also had people ask me, am I old enough to run for Congress? I just turned 40 2 weeks ago. No, I don't look my age, but I do have a lot of experience in the real world. I've studied the economy for 20 years of my life, over 20 years now, since I was 19 years old. I have undergraduate and graduate degrees in it. I've taught economics for the last 15 years. I know the economy inside and out, and I know how to fix it. And what's going on in Washington, D.C. is not the way to fix it. In fact, it's just the opposite. We're creating a situation where hyperinflation is going to set in. The only way to correct that from a monetary policy standpoint will be to raise interest rates, and if that happens, we haven't seen the bottom of this economic downturn yet. So we have to make sure that that doesn't happen. In addition to being an economist, and by the way, I teach at OTC in Springfield, I have a lot of students that come from Polk County that take classes down there in Springfield. In fact, some SBU students occasionally will come down and take economics classes there. But I'm also a veteran. I served in Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2007, 2008. I've been in the Navy Reserve for the past 7 years. So I'm a proud veteran. I was proud to go serve the country in Iraq, and I will be proud to serve you in Washington, D.C. As I said, a lot of things need to change. We've got to make the federal government smaller. We're at a point where our federal government is looking at a $14 trillion debt at the end of this fiscal year, and in 10 years, even the president's own projections put us at $24 trillion. And we know that's unsustainable. We can't support that. We have to make the federal government smaller. I've got an economic plan that I'm coming out with this next week, so be watching for it in the media. But it's called Economic Wisdom. We need some common sense government in Washington, D.C. It's an idea that will transform our economy, transfer power back to the states and to the local governments. It'll keep money in the states and local communities, so we won't be dependent on the federal government. The federal government will be dependent on us. And we can rein in the size of the federal government, because one of the things that needs to happen is we need to do away with the 16th and 17th Amendments to the Constitution so that we can decide in Missouri how we want to be taxed. Congress will no longer have the ability to tax our income, and also we can provide for the selection of our senators by the state governments the way it was originally intended to be. And if we allow the senators to be chosen by the state governments, we can rein in the federal government. So I just ask for your support on August 3rd. Thank you very much.